glitch that we just took care of. Wow. You all know me. You know I like 80s music, whether it's punk rock or new wave or any of the 80s hair bands. He's a great singer who unfortunately passed away from lung cancer a couple of years back. Doug Feiger. The Knack was a good band, promoted terribly by Columbia. They were promoted as the next Beatles. That is definitely not the type of group that they were. But here is their biggest hit, their signature, My Sharona, on Johnny Sexton's World, featuring Johnny Sexton. Owner and CEO, Crazy Akbar.
Hello, and welcome to me. I have overpillaged again. It is great regret that I have to sell this overstock at greatly reduced price. This is a sale that will rival last year's Camel and Gold Spectacular. We have thousands of armored vehicles that temporarily out for a spin in a new Humvee or MRAP. Take advantage of our terrorist school graduation pack. Buy your young jihadists a new Ford F-350 pickup and get 50 free grenades or 10 air-to-ground rockets. Remember, a free pair of night vision goggles with every purchase. Yes, Crazy Akbar. visit our new munitions department. We've got to get rid of 20 million rounds of 7.62 millimeter and 9 millimeter 50 caliber rounds. And our thermite department will blow you away, literally. Remember, Wednesday is Ladies' Day. Bring in your wife or daughter and spin Akbar's big prize wheel. Lisa, you take a spin. Okay. Oh, look at that. You won a free beheading for your wife. Yes, you too can be the lucky prize winner at Ladies' Day at Crazy Akbar. A free beheading or rape for your wife or daughter. How do you get to Crazy Akbar? Well, you take the Camel Pump Highway to the old Goat Path. Bear right at the new Goat Path. Make a left at the stack of infidels, and you've made it to Crazy Akbar. Financing with no death penalty available to qualified buyers. Mention this ad and activate a free fatwa on the infidel of your choice.
I detect a little communism. I can see it in the things you do. Communism, socialism, call it what you like. There's very little difference in the two.
Welcome back. Johnny Sexton.
Now, ain't I right?
Johnny Sexton, thanks for listening. That is our new little theme for communism. Communism. I got disturbed today because I was reading a story about Islip Middle School on Long Island in Islip, New York. It's a school that I didn't attend, but I grew up probably about, I'd say about 8 miles away from it, 10 miles away, which, on Long Island, that's a good 3 or 4 school districts, it seemed like. But, we weren't too far from it. But it sort of hits home. They had 6 students go to class today without masks on. Now, of course, the state requirement is in school, they have to wear masks. So the school principals, I guess, took them down to office or something. But one of the students called his parents. The parents called the police. The police came down, God knows why, but wrote a report. But here's what got me. It has, the mask thing still gets me. Okay, it still bothers me. And for some reason, some of the cities and towns are starting to mask up down here again in Florida. Walmart in one store requires that you wear a mask, one store it doesn't. There's a McDonald's in Fort Myers that makes you eat, you can't eat inside. There's no inside dining. Also Chick-fil-A, no inside dining. But Burger King right next door, there is inside dining. And then McDonald's about a half a mile or a mile down the road, there's also inside dining. So I don't understand, again, it's hypocrisy. They change the rules as we go along, and they change the rules from town to town. But this school, the principal, what got me was the principal actually came out and said this. Any students who go unmasked will pay the consequences. And he sort of left it at that. He mentioned the fact that students will be pulled out of class and kept in a room or the cafeteria until their parents are called and come down. But what does he mean by pay the consequences? I don't understand why these newspapers and news outlets do not ask that question, especially when we're dealing with the youth of America. Well, I can tell you why. Because they're in their back pocket. Dr. Fauci today, Dr. Fauci actually said this. Can we hit that communism thing again?
I detect a little communism. I can see it in the things you do. Communism, socialism, call it what you like. There's very little difference in the two. Now, ain't I right?
Okay, Dr. Fauci actually said we now need 3 injections. People who have been vaccinated need a 3rd dose of the vaccine for full vaccination status. Full vaccination status. You will need to be vaccinated 3 times. And I quote, you need to be fully vaccinated to enjoy the privileges and the freedoms that it provides. Now think about that for a second. You need to be vaccinated to enjoy the freedoms and the privileges that the vaccination provides you. This passed by almost everyone in the news. I don't know how stuff like this gets by everyone. So now, if you're not vaccinated, they're telling you there are some freedoms and enjoyment and privileges that they are going to take away from you. How do they do that? I don't know. But no one is questioning what he said. Why? You really